welcome to F1 2014. Today we are going to do a 5-lap race at Korea with the 7 extra tracks mod. We shall go in the Williams Martini of Bottas, and once again we shall start at the back of the grid to make the race a bit more interesting. And this is... oh, we do have Jerez. I haven't actually done Jerez yet. I might end up doing Jerez. But we shall do Korea today, 5-lap race. So let's get to the track. So here we are once again at the back of the grid. We need a good start, but we have not been getting good starts recently. The starts have been very poor, so hopefully today is different, but today is no different. We get a awful start once again, and I don't really know where I want to go. I think the middle is maybe the safest, but there are cars everywhere. And that is a very slow Sauber of Suttle, which we almost ploughed to the back of, but we don't. We have a Caterham to our right, so we cannot really move anywhere. And we have Marussia's just strewn across the track. I swear there's more than 2. But no, we brake very late. I heard collisions, so we have been quite fortunate. Going to the inside saved us, really. But there are 2 cars already out, and we have just flown by a few other drivers. So we shall actually go up the inside of Magnussen. Now we are behind Button. So we are into 11th position already. So, whilst we may have had a bad launch off the grid, we have had a good start overall. Surprising that only 2 cars retired, because when I looked behind me, there were several more cars that had collided. But that is not my issue anymore, because we are trying to fight and see how high up we can get. Now Button has pulled away momentarily, so we really need to close back on Button. Once again, like many of these tracks, I have not driven them since the game that they were actually on. So I've not driven Korea since F1 2013, and I barely drove on that, to be honest. And like I was saying about India, it was a track that, to begin with, I hated, I loathed. But now, once you've driven it a bit, you realise how fun it actually is. And I think Korea actually is a fun circuit. The middle sector especially, I think, is quite good. Now Magnussen had a bit of a run. We've probably gone a bit wide, although we've actually somehow kept it on the island. And I thought we were going to sail off, and Button is pulling away. Now he does have slipstream and we don't. And he is actually gaining massively on the cars in front of him. Now Magnussen has gone to our inside, but we shall flick back and retake the inside, although there is a Ferrari of Raikkonen off the track. Yellow flags, boys, no overtaking me, Magnussen or Vettel. But we are safe now. We actually have a little bit of a gap ahead of Magnussen. And now Kvyat is in front of us, and we are in 10th place after Raikkonen's retirement. So there are only 19 cars left in this race, which is not too bad at all. And once again, the cars are pulling away from me in the middle sector, which is actually the sector I like of all sectors. So it's a bit peculiar to why they're pulling away massively. Perhaps the AI are just maybe a bit too quick here. Or maybe I'm just slow. Probably that, let's be honest. We are fighting with oversteer all the way. But it's not a problem. And the curbs here are quite big. Korea. Chunking big curbs. And when you whack them, especially this one, you go properly 2 wheels for a very short while, but you still go 2 wheels nonetheless. And they're not really helping my traction issues. Now DRS has been enabled, which is not a good thing, because we struggle with straight line speed, it seems, no matter what car we're in. And I'm going to bet Magnussen passes me, potentially Vettel as well. So Magnussen has the run. We are going to keep the inside, but it is futile. And actually we're not going to keep the inside because Vettel wants a bit of it the inside. We're going to brake later than Magnussen, retake the position just. We almost actually lost the rear end there when the rear right clipped the curb, and that sent the car into a bit of a spin, but no worries. So it looks like we are not going to be able to catch Kvyat, because now we have defending to do on our hands, and we are sliding all over this place. And we are collecting a few cars in our train, which is ever growing. And Magnussen, well, he wants to try and overtake me, and he's looked up the inside. Well, that is not an overtaking place, Magnussen. But we are safe for now, and once again we just clip the curb with the rear wheel, and because the curbs are so big here, it just sends the car into a big slide, and it's just not helping the traction issues at all. So we are still in 10th place on lap 3, soon to be lap 4. And once again, I think in the final sector we do pull away a little bit from Magnussen. This will be interesting this time because he has DRS across the start-finish. So we'll see how much he closes. Although this is such a short DRS zone, it is practically pointless. Although Magnussen might have a run on us. Thankfully he does not. But it does mean he's now going to be very close for the second DRS zone, which he is very close. And at the moment he's going for the overtake without the need of DRS. And that just means it's a double whammy, because now Vettel has DRS, and Vettel is going even faster, wow. So we need to try and outbrake both of them, but we can't outbrake Magnussen. We can outbrake Vettel, but not Magnussen. And because of the traction issues, we get such a poor exit that Magnussen is already a country mile away. And actually Vettel is looking up the inside, which we don't want, and he's going for it. We'll stay around the outside. And we have kept the position. I was quite surprised that Vettel continued with the move, because typically the AI just bail out of those types of moves. There is a car to the right. I cannot see where they are. There was a Mercedes. I think that was a Mercedes in the wall. That was very confusing. We haven't gained a position. Oh, we have gained a position because we lost a position to Magnussen. So we are back into 10th, and that was quite strange because they were properly embedded into the wall. Let's check on the replay as we slide and understeer and lock our brakes. And Vettel is all over the rear, which is not good because typically the final sector was our better sector against the AI. Well, the car is just squirming everywhere. It's horrible to drive at the moment. Perhaps a little less curb usage would be a better option, but that involves taking a new line, and Vettel probably has the run up the inside on the what I called a stupid DRS zone, and he's actually up our inside. We have locked the brakes because we were on the curb, and the curb, well, we slide into Vettel there. It was a bit strange what he was doing. I would have thought he'd take a bit more inside, and now we have Maldonado of all people behind us, and he has DRS. Excellent. So Maldonado flies past us, but we should, quote unquote, should outbrake him. Now we've possibly outbraked ourselves as well. But now we have held the position, and actually Vettel is going to get up the inside of Maldonado. So hopefully we've nerfed the Maldonado threat, because we don't want him barreling up our inside and taking us out. And once again we just hit the curb and we lose the rear. These big curbs are causing a real issue for us. And another car has retired, but sadly it is behind us, so we have not gained a position. But we are still in 10th place, battling it out for the final point against Vettel, of all people, for the final point. And we lock our brakes again. We're locking up quite a bit here at Korea, more than probably any other track I've done. And locking up just again, you can hear the tyres. Hamilton has already won the race, and we are all over the shop. We got caught on a curb, and that just made us lose all traction, and Vettel is all over our gearbox. But we have a decent line through there. Not through there, we run wide, and Vettel is definitely going to challenge, although we do cut across the curb, but Vettel had already had to bail, and running a bit wide there, but we just keep it on the island and across the line. Not a great race, but I'll take it because it is at least a point, and we did start last, of course, and we haven't driven Korea for quite a while. And like I said, it's a fun, enjoyable circuit. and it's a shame in ways that it's not on the calendar. The races weren't amazing, but it's a shame. So there were only, 5 retirements, which is not many at all, really. Both Saubers, and I'm presuming both Saubers took each other out. Now, it wasn't a Mercedes in the wall, it was a McLaren Mercedes in the wall. I shall check the replay and wonder why they were in the wall. But that was a 5-lap race at Korea, and since I realise we haven't done Jerez, we shall be going to Jerez next for a 5-lap race, so I shall see you at Jerez.